Bonaire.
Florida.
Turks and Caicos.
My favorite part, the air tank, mask, and flippers. You always forget something.
Prepare for your trip.
Good maintenance is important.
Then you just dress up. Buoyancy compensator.
Thick wetsuits.
Snug.
Stretchy. Make sure your tanks have plenty of air.
Gauge how deep you go and how long you have.
Depth and length and time.
Check your buddy's stuff.
There's a lot of preparation.
And when you're finally ready,
You are floating on the surface. And then go in.
So what's it like wearing a wetsuit?
It's very uncomfortable until you're in the water. It's hard. It's like putting, oh my gosh, a balloon on a basketball. It's just real tight.
Have you ever experienced any bodily functions while
Oh,
underwater?
I've never peed in my wetsuit.
Water. There's two types of divers, and I don't know if you can see this in school or not, but there's two types of divers. The divers that will admit to peeing in their wetsuit.
And dirty freaking liars. Let's just leave it at that.
Not very deep at this point.
The water is crystal clear.
Could see the surface just like the ceiling.
the sun lit up the water.
Behind the waves at the surface.
So much to see.
There's always that one moment when you find the thing that makes the whole dive seem worthwhile.
These coral are breathtaking.
The corals all different colors. Orange, blue, green, purple.
Different textures and shapes.
Staghorn coral, branching coral, grain coral, and cabbage coral.
Coral heads that are the size of apartment buildings.
Various species of hard coral.
They're alive, so you have to be careful.
You can see handprints where someone has touched it and the coral dies.
It was a protected area.
Some people just don't care.
Coral bleaching.
Coral dying.
Don't touch. That's what kills things.
It's like going into a different garden with different plants, and they have different types with the brain coral and the fans. And I was worried about knocking a fan coral over getting too close.
The talk on the news about the corals dying off and that sort of thing. It's true in some areas, and it's mainly because man's been touching these things.
Swimming among the coral were hundreds of different fish.
All kinds of different fish.
4 or 5 different species.
Not your typical kinds of fish.
We watched all the little fish that were about yay big, endless schools of them.
It seemed like the smaller ones were more colorful.
You try to get in front of them or beside them and you watch them go right past you.
My favorite fish would be the blue angelfish.
I love the big French angelfish.
It's obviously blue.
It's a blackish gray angel type.
It has little streaks of yellow going across the tail.
It has little yellow things on the edge of its fins.
Squirrelfish are fun.
Once I was taking a picture of a coney fish.
They're reddish color.
They have very bright skin
They have huge eyes.
and translucent eyes.
I've had a scary experience.
You're not supposed to touch them.
It was an accident.
Some dumbass touched a fire coral.
My leg brushed up against some fire coral.
I know better than that.
We saw barracuda.
It was shiny, real shiny, and long and pointy.
It had really sharp teeth.
I was going to get my knife out and bang it on my tank.
It was uncomfortably close.
Apparently barracudas are attracted to shiny objects.
My heart started beating faster and faster, and it finally went away.
It was scary.
I was floating along the wall. He simply pointed again towards a crevice in the coral. I look out, and there's a manta ray. I came face to face with a moray eel. The size of a car.
I'd like to see a moray eel.
I swam away quite quickly.
You had any bad experiences or a near-death experience while diving?
I haven't had any near-death experiences. I've had a scary experience. I was just floating along on the reef, and this giant school of these silverfish go by me. It was a massive school. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why are they swimming against the current? And I turn around, and there's this parrotfish that had this big. There's 3 of them. And they're chasing the school, and they almost hit me. That was probably the scariest thing of my life.
You could go too low.
I couldn't surface because I had violated the decompression limits.
or spend too much time underneath.
Until the computer told me it was safe to ascend.
Use hand signals, to say, "Are you okay?"
I'm okay.
If your buddy is having trouble equalizing on descent, he or she should point to her ear and give the something is wrong signal. You respond with a possible solution. When all is okay, both buddies then signal an okay before continuing the dive.
Lots of pressure in your ears.
Like sticking an ice pick in.
Ears popping, squeeze in your head.
Yawn and it should clear.
What is it like descending? Do you feel a lot of pressure?
In the ears. You clear your, like when you're in an airplane and you have to clear your ears when you're descending. You got to do it a lot going down. And when you've been repetitively diving, a lot of times just move your jaw around like you're yawning, and they'll clear automatically.
Can you demonstrate an equalization of pressure? What it would look like?
You just hold your nose, and then you blow against your nose. If I do it right now, it'll pop my eardrum.
Getting deeper and deeper.
The weight of the belt is what allows you to sink down into the water.
Wait.
50 feet, it gets colder.
Wait. 80 feet.
Colors start to fade.
Wait.
100 feet.
The suit starts to tighten.
Wait.
120 feet.
You can't see under you, above you, or behind you.
Wait.
150 feet.
Pressure.
Wait. And then drops into the abyss.
It was like black velvet. Thick. Dark.
Like ink.
Pitch black.
All you can see are these light beams.
Like lasers going down.
The final frontier.
It was a very profound moment.
I didn't know what to expect.
A spacewalk. That's what it's like drift diving. It's like flying.
It's just a surreal experience.
Once you breathe underwater, you know it's really unnatural.
It's like an entirely different world.
There's no place above the water that's as pretty, as colorful, as beautiful.
The ocean has no boundaries.
It changes some perspectives from the standpoint that there are so many unique things out there that most of us can't see.
In an area you're not supposed to be in,
That God put on this earth randomly,
the freedom that you have.
that evolved into something else.
Full of colorful wonders and beauty not seen anywhere else.
As long as you leave it alone and respect it, it will always be there.
Can you speak whale?
No, there were none around Cozumel, so I never learned the language.
That's too bad. Would you like to try?
To speak whale?
Yeah.
Uh,
You can just say hello.